I could be appreciative of the lessons I've learned from the situations I would never repeat. And that's a thought I always have.
Yeah.
Like, I would never repeat certain situations, but I can be thankful for the lessons from them.
The things that I say to myself, I would never say to a friend, like, oh, you're not doing this or you messed up here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just, I think that perspective was really helpful to me, and I'm trying to do a better job of recognizing that in myself and be like, I need to treat myself the same way I treat my friends in terms of the way I view them and their successes and being able to lift them up. I should extend that same kind of courtesy to myself as well.
Yeah, I struggle with that.
It's hard.
Like, people tell me that all the time, like, be nice to yourself.
Yeah,
I was like, how? It's
I I know myself. I know I should be doing so much more.
yeah. Like, I think when it comes to ourselves, we naturally keep track of the things that we fail at.
True, yeah.
Or the things that we're just not able to do.
Yeah.
And then it's like that just bugs us. That, like, we keep that in front of us the whole time.
For sure.
I don't know how to get over that.
Yeah.
I think keeping track of the goals is like something I should do.
Mm-hmm.
Should be that probably is the thing that's going to separate it more.
Yeah, yeah. Something related to that, not completely the same, but like prayer journals is a lot of people have them, and I think that's something I want to incorporate more because I think it's also a helpful way of just writing down your prayers and then going back to it to see how God's kind of provided for you in the past, and then I think that gives you that trust to be like, oh, He's done this thing in the past and do it. Because I think for me, I pray about a lot of things, and the Lord either gives it to me in this season or another season, but then I kind of forget about them. But I think prayer journals are a helpful way in the vein of writing down goals of just writing things down in general, right? To look back on them and say, oh, wow, this is where I was then and here I am now, and being thankful for those opportunities.
Yeah. I even look back at like even the cameras, the setups and stuff
Word,
like that.
yeah.
I'm like, yes, was it what it was 2 years ago?
Yeah,
3
man.
years ago. This is very, very different.
Yeah.
And I've had to learn to be so attentive or be so thankful, or even for the journey and stuff like that. Like, I don't like when people say like I'm thankful for the hardships. I'm not that type of person.
I'm not. I don't want them.
No. If I have my choice,
Oh,
there would be no.
There would be
hardships.
no hardships. Yeah.
I can't say that I'm always thankful for the hardships,
Yeah.
but I am thankful for the lessons that I've learned. Like, I would say, like, I could be appreciative of the lessons I've learned from the situations I would never repeat. And that's a thought I always have.
Yeah.
Like, I would never repeat certain situations, but I can be thankful for the lessons from them. Do you feel like that same way?
That's a good point. Like I would not want to relive that situation, but I'm thankful that I went through it because of the lessons I learned on the other end. I think that's a really helpful perspective to have. I think that's how I would phrase it as well. Because I think if we all had our ways, we wouldn't have the downs, right? But the reason that we have the reason why the mountaintop feels so great is because we know what the valleys are like. So I think that perspective is helpful to allow you to realize, you know, when you're in these joyous situations, looking back to the moments when you're down and thinking about the lessons you learned throughout those seasons, I think that's very helpful, and that's how I would see him to myself too, because I think, you know, it's these challenges that produces perseverance that allows you to grow. If there isn't that strain, you know, the classic idioms of like pressure creates diamonds, right? So there has to be a little bit of tension in your life to produce growth, and I think the lessons you learn carry with you. Yeah.
When you say tension, it's
Yeah.
always funny because the tension is so weird because it's like there's so many points where I'm like, oh yeah, this is it. Like, there's no guarantee this is going to continue further. There's
for
no
sure.
guarantee. And I'm like, although I could be thankful for like the tension that made me stronger, I'm like, was that tension really necessary?
Was it necessary? Yeah. I feel like, you know, we don't have the verse I also often think about. It's like in Romans 8 when it says that God works all things for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purposes. And it's hard in the moment to see that, right? It's just like, how in the world can God redeem this situation for good? But it's helpful reminder to me that I'm not outside of time, right? God is outside of time, and sometimes I'm able to see, oh, because of this, it led to this. And at least in my life, when I'm going through a certain situation, which is horrible, and I wouldn't recommend that on my worst enemies, but I make it through the other side, thank God. I think the blessing for me is like I'm now able to talk that through to someone else. Like when they're going through it, I can be like, oh, I've been there. And maybe the reason I was allowed to go through that is that I can be that resource for you and be like, oh, like you're not alone in that journey, right? So that's at least one where I'm like, okay, these hardships have a purpose. And I think even absent of that reason, there's other grander purposes, I think, in the eyes of God. But I think that's the one way that gives me a level of like reassurance, like, okay, cool. I this was terrible, but now I can help it be less terrible for you because I went through something similar.
True.